So what is virus? Vital information retrieval and access. That is a common abbreviation for virus. Malware is nothing but a type of software or nothing but is a program designed for to harm a computer. What are cookies? It is a small text file stored by a website in your browser when you visit it. Crackers, they are illegal. They may not be given any types of permission to get into any of the network. Dear students, welcome to Computer Science classes. I am Ravi Kumar K.R., lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram PU College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Students, let us start our discussion with the chapter Security Aspects. In this chapter, we are going to cover the topics virus, firewalls, cookies, hackers, crackers, and security threats to our system. Let us start with the definition of virus. So, what is virus? Vital information retrieval and access. That is a common abbreviation for virus. So, what is a virus? It is a malicious program. So, it is a computer program. Virus is nothing but a computer program which causes the system to operate incorrectly and also corrupts the computer memory. So, this is the virus, or this is a function of virus. This is how to damage our system. So, what is a virus? It is a malicious program which causes. So, this is going to affect the system to operate incorrectly. So, you are not able to work effectively with the computer system because of this, and also corrupt the computer memory. So, it's going to corrupt the memory of your computer system. So, that is the definition of virus or function of virus. And here there are different types of viruses. So, one is file infectors. This is a type of virus. So, these type of viruses either infect the executable files or attach themselves to a program file and create duplicate files. So, this is a type of file that's called file infectors. It is going to infect executable file, nothing but exe files. Any file with a .exe, it is going to corrupt, damage these type of exe files. That is a type of file infectors. This type of virus will be attach themselves to a program file and create duplicate files. So, this is a type of virus. Next one is boot virus or boot sector viruses. So, install themselves on the beginning track of your hard drive, because of which the operating system do not load properly. Now, we know what is the meaning of boot sector. Boot sector is a program or a set of instructions. It will be executed when you boot the computer first time. So, when you boot the computer for the first time or when you on the computer, actually all the programs from the hardware, it will be loaded to your computer memory, to the primary memory. So, during that process, you can find that boot sector files. A boot sector virus is a type of virus. It will be installed at the beginning of your boot sector files. Once OS cannot be loaded into your computer, you cannot proceed your work or you cannot start working with your computer system. So, this is another type of virus. Next one is macroviruses. What are macroviruses? These are the type of viruses. It infects the data files like spreadsheet or database files. So, macroviruses, a type of viruses, is going to damage a electronic spreadsheet, nothing but your MS Excel sheet or also databases files. Network viruses. So, this virus use a computer network to spread themselves on the network. They use email or file transfer to spread themselves on the computer network. So, this is a type of virus. So, it is a network virus. It will spread over the computer network. So, once it is spread over the network, all the devices or the computer which are connected to the network will be damaged, will be affected with these type of viruses. And how they are going to spread? The viruses are going to spread in a network in the form of email or file transfer between the two systems. So this is a network viruses. In the next slide, we will see virus prevention. Now we know what the definition of virus. It is a program. It is going to spread over the network or is going to damage the computer system so that the user cannot use the system effectively. Now if that is the case, how do we prevent viruses? It is nothing but virus prevention. What are the steps can be taken to avoid these viruses into your system? So first one is never use a foreign disk or CD without scanning it for virus. So first step is, or one of the method is, we never use a foreign disk, means outside the disk without scanning it. Suppose if you want to use any of the devices, maybe your pen drive or any of the flash drive or any CD or DVD into your system, before opening any files of that particular content in the CD or DVD or pen drive, so first we have to scan the device for virus. If at all that particular foreign disk or maybe CD, DVD, anything, if it is affected with the virus, then it is going to spread into your system. Then once if it is spread into your system, it is going to damage your system memory and as well as the operating system, and it is going to cause different types of damages to your computer system. So to avoid that, we have to scan the devices which we have to use it before we use it in our system. Second one is always scan files downloaded from the internet or other sources. Once the file which has been downloaded from the internet, so that file has to be scanned first before we are opening the particular file or any types of sources. Next one is use licensed software. So it is always advisable to use licensed software so that all licensed software will be having a better security with respect to these type of damages or these type of viruses. So any software which is not licensed, or generally what we do is any software we are getting free from the internet, we download it and we start using it. So those type of files, those type of programs may not have a complete protection to your system or protection to any of the software. So it is advisable to use licensed software always in your system. So it is going to give a complete protection to your software as well as to your system. Next, password protect your PC. One of the method is, so if we are using a PC, laptop, any devices, better to have a password so that any other person, he cannot use your computer without entering the right password. So one method is to entering the password. Install and use antivirus software. So nowadays in the market we get so many software or antivirus software to avoid viruses. In that case, it is always better to use licensed version of antivirus software, install it and start using it. Next one is keep antivirus software up to date. Generally in the field of computer science, we are getting a new types of software or new product every day. So all the software has to be updated regularly. Next one is do not boot your PC from virus affected devices like CD, DVD or floppy disk and USB devices. Generally, the computer will be booted through computer hard disk. Suppose in case if you want to boot the computer from the external devices like a CD, DVD or floppy disk, so it has to be scanned first before we using in our computer system, because once we start using the affected devices, so it's going to damage or it's going to cause the trouble to our computer system. Right, protect your disk. So this is one more point here. So these are all the points to be remembered to avoid virus to your computer system. Now let us see what are the characteristics of viruses. So here the following are the characteristics of viruses. First one is it is able to replicate. If any viruses in your system is going to replicate by itself. So this is one of the characteristics of virus. It requires a host program as a carrier. Means if at all any virus in your computer system, it is not going to spread automatically by itself. It requires a host program. Means any of the program which has to be executed during that time that particular virus will be activated. Next one is it is activated by external action. So as I told you just now, it will not going to activate by itself. It is going to activate by external action. If I say external action, it is nothing but suppose you are opening a file. That is one of the action. And if you transfer a file from one computer to another computer in a network, or you are going to copy a file from external devices like CD, DVD or pen drive to your system. So those type of actions are required for this virus to be activated. Its replication ability is limited to the system itself. So here in the first point we have seen that it's going to replicate, means it's going to duplicate, it's going to spread. So here this ability means it is limited to only to the system, means the ability of replication takes place only within your system. So these are the characteristics of virus. Now let us move on to next definition. What is a malware? What is a malware? So malware is nothing but malicious software. So what you have seen in the beginning of the slide, the definition of virus. Virus is a malicious program. So program is nothing but a type of software. So malware is nothing but it is a malicious software. So any program designed to harm computers, steal data, or disrupt operations are referred as malware. So what is the definition of malware? Malware is nothing but a type of software, or nothing but is a program designed for to harm a computer or to damage your computer in terms of hardware or in terms of software, and also to steal the data, means to copy the data or to transfer the data, and to disrupt operations, means we were not able to use the computer effectively, properly. So any program with these actions or activity are referred as malware. Now let us see what are all different types of malwares. So it include worms and ransomware, viruses, Trojan, spyware and adware. These are all different types of malware program. So malware is nothing but is a program which are going to harm your computer, to cause damage to your computer system with respect to a data as well as hardware itself. And now what we have seen so far, virus is also a type of malware. Now let us see the definition of few viruses. Now let us, first one is worms. What is a worms? It is a type of malware that can replicate itself and spread across the network without user action. So what you have seen in the previous slide is that any virus, it requires some external action to be activated or to spread over the network. But here, worms are a type of malware which doesn't require any action. So it's going to replicate by itself, is going to spread across the network by itself. That is the definition of worms. Unlike viruses, worms do not need attached to a file, because as we have seen in the previous slide, so this viruses, it required a program as a carrier. It requires something to carry it, for example like a program. They spread through vulnerabilities, means via email or file sharing or weak password. So this is the effect of worms. Next one is ransomware. This is another type of malware program or malware. It is a type of malware that encrypts the victim's files or locks their system, then demands a ransom to restore the access. So this is a type of person or a type of virus, ransomware. Means they are going to encrypt the data in your computer system or in your server system of any organization, and they are going to demand some ransom amount, means they are going to demand something else to rectify this or to take away or to remove this type of viruses. So this is ransomware. Often spread through phishing emails, malicious downloads, exploiting system vulnerabilities. This ransomware spreads through a sharing of emails or to work with the emails or downloading emails, downloading other information from the internet, all these, through these type of activities, ransomware is going to be activated. So in general, ransomware is a malicious program. It's going to encrypt the data, and someone, they are going to demand some amount of money in terms of finance or in some other method to deactivate this type of ransomware. It is a malware. In the next slide, Trojan. See, this is another type of virus or malicious program distinct as a legitimate one, and it tricks users into installing it, thinking it is a safe, a free game, utility, or email attachment. So it is a Trojan is a type of virus. This is Trojan horse. Now it asks the user to install the software or a program, thinking as it is safe. So here the user, by thinking that this particular program is safe, he is installing it. So once the program, anything has been installed in your computer system, then we are not indirectly, we are installing this type of virus or malware. Once installed, it can create backdoor, steal data, or allow hackers to control the system. So this is hackers. These are the person, a software engineers or maybe a good programmer. So they are going to take a control over it once the Trojan horse or a Trojan virus which has been installed by the user into their system. Next one is spyware. Now what is a spyware? Spyware, it is a type of malware program. It secretly monitors the user activity without permission. So here, anything, all the activities, means it is a type of virus, a spyware. They're going to monitor the user's activity. What is the meaning of user activity? I mean, what type of files, what type of transactions, and what type of downloads. All the activity in a computer by the user, it will be observed by, monitored by this type of software and without the permission. Generally, it is happening by without the knowledge of the user. Now, it can track browsing habits, stealing login credential, or record sensitive information. Say another major drawback is that is going to track the browsing habits. So it is possible to track the browsing habits of a person or maybe in your system. So it is possible with the help of this, and they're going to steal the login credential. Login credential is nothing but your username, password, or maybe your user PIN, so many details or personal details or confidential details are nothing but login credential. They're going to steal it. They're going to take away from your system or record sensitive information. Means they're going to record the information, for example, maybe login credential and other informations. So that is another activity of spyware. Often bundled with free software or installed via phishing links. So normally this type of spyware, it is a type of software, it will be come to you as a free software to download. See, once if you are tempted to download a free software, so there are chances of downloading a virus or a malware like spyware. Next one is adware. What is adware? Adware is a type of program, malicious program, or it is software that display unwanted ads on your devices. Nothing but pops-ups, means whenever you are using a computer system, immediately a message will be highlighted maybe in your monitor, on the monitor. There's your pop-ups or even banners or redirects. Redirect means it will ask you to click on some other link. So in that way, you have been redirected to some other website. It may cause damage to your system. So it is display unwanted ads while you're in your system. Sometimes legitimate, means used by free apps, but often intrusive. Intrusive is nothing but without your permission, without a knowledge, it will be entered into your system or enters into your computer network. Now, malicious adware. It is adware is a malicious program. It can redirect you to harmful sites or slow down your devices. So that is the meaning of intruders, or is going to redirect. So immediately you will get, while you are working on a computer, you will get immediately one ad, so you will be very attracted with that advertisement. So you're going to click the link on that particular advertisement. Then once as well as you click on that particular link, it will redirect you to the harmful websites. So once if you visit the particular harmful websites, so it's going to damage your system in different way or in different types. Then keyloggers, another type of malware program. So it is a program that records every keystroke a user makes. Say, what is the meaning of user here? Keyloggers. Say, whenever normally we are using a keyboard to type different types of information, and also we are going to use keyboard to type our credential or personal details like username, password, or our PIN number, and so on. So here is the keyloggers is a type of program. They are going to record every keystrokes in your system. I mean, once it has been installed in your computer system, whatever you have typed through keyboard, everything will be recorded so that they can get your all personal credential or login credentials. Now it can capture passwords, as I told you just now, and credit card numbers is important here. Credit card numbers and personal messages, all these can be tracked through these keyloggers and exist as a standalone programs or hidden inside Trojans or spyware software. So it exists as a standalone program. It looks like a standalone program, but it will be hidden inside spyware or adware, what you have seen just now. This is another type of malware program. Next, we move on to next concept, that is firewall. See, what is a firewall? A firewall is a security system. It is no way connected to a virus. So firewall is one of the networking concept. So here a firewall is a security system, hardware or a software that monitors and controls the incoming and outgoing network traffic based on the security rules. What is firewall here? So in any network, the last point will be the firewall, or in any network, computer network of any organization, there will be a point, one of the computer node will be acted as a firewall. So what is the function of it? So all the any incoming messages or the data transfer which is going from the organization to outside the organization or from one organization to another organization, it has to pass through this firewall system. And again, if at all any messages or data coming from another network or from other organizations to our organization, to our company or to our office, whatever it is, so everything it has to come through or via this firewall system. It is a type of a system is going to control the incoming and outgoing traffic. Suppose if any data or information which may not be belongs to our organization, to one of the organization, so at the firewall level it will be the particular data or information will be discarded or removed from the network. It may not allow the same information to enter into your computer network or to your organization. That is the concept of firewall, and it acts as a barrier between the trusted internal network and untrusted network. So here, like the internet, that is the same point what I told you just now. It is a barrier, means it is a bridge between the untrusted network. It is outside your organization and also trusted network within the organization. It is a type of barrier between within the organization or with the outside organization, means other networks. That is firewall. Next one is cookies. What are cookies? It is a small text file stored by a website in your browser when you visit it. So you might have come across while you are using your internet or browsing data in your computer system. So immediately is a text file appear in your computer monitor so that you will be attracted by looking at it. So this is a type of text file, or it is called as cookies, and it will be delivered in your computer through website which one you are going to visit. Now they contain a data about your preferences, login information, and browsing activity. These cookies also have some information about your login credential and your personal details. Next time you visit, the site uses the cookie to remember you. Maybe your username and password and other personal details. So whenever you are working with that, you may get some information to save the password for future, or when you log in next time directly you are entering to particular system without you are entering your login username and password. So that is a type of cookies, that is nothing but a type of malware. Now next slide we will move on to another terms like hackers and crackers. Now nowadays we are familiar with the word hackers because we are coming nowadays we can see so many cyber crimes in our day-to-day life. So all this is because of these type of hackers. So what are hackers and crackers? Now the hackers is a person who is interested in learning many operating systems. They are programmer. So hackers are nothing but the programmer. They would like to learn more about the program or operating system. They discover the security holes. They never intentionally damage the data. So their purpose is not to steal the data, not to damage the data of your system. So they are learning it only for their curiosity to their knowledge. So with their knowledge, with their experience, they will find out the security holes and they will enter into your computer network. So once they have entered it, they may not damage your data. That may not be their intention. Hackers' actions can be either ethical or illegal. See, sometimes nowadays we can find the hackers, it is a legal action and also it is illegal action. So legal action or nothing but, or it is a legal or ethical means a person or any organization, they might have taken a permission from the concerned department, from the government, so or concerned authority to get into any of the computer network. And what do you mean illegal mean the hackers which are getting into your computer system or your computer network without your knowledge or without taking any permission from the concerned authority. They are referred as hackers. Now let us see the definition of crackers. So here they gain unauthorized access to the system, destroy vital data, convert data into unreadable format. See, this is where they are going to destroy the system or maybe software or hardware or any forms of data. Now here hackers are the one, they are the programmer and the intention is to get the more knowledge about the particular system or operating system. But the crackers are not like that. They are the person gain unauthorized access to the system and without your permission. That is the meaning of unauthorized access to your network or your system. And once if they are getting into your network or your system, their intention is to destroy your system or destroy the data and other activities. So this is the difference between the hackers and crackers. And they are dangerous people with dangerous intention. So if you look at the crackers, their intention was not to damage the data. But if you look at the crackers, their intention is very clear. Their intention is to damage the data by getting into your unauthorized access to your computer system. Now crackers are illegal. So here, but hackers, I told you just now, hackers, they are legal sometimes because they have taken the permission from the concerned authority. But crackers, they are illegal. They may not be given any types of permission to get into any of the network. So this is the difference between hackers and crackers. Now let us move on to next more definition, that is denial of service, DOS. That is DOS attack. So what is it? It is a cyber attack. It is a cyber attack where an attacker, means a person or a programmer, floods a network, server or website with excessive request so that it becomes overloaded and unavailable to legitimate users. So this is a type of attack. This is called a cyber attacks. Means any programmer or a person, he will flood the network. Floods means sending information. Floods, the meaning of flood says, the person is going to send unnecessary, unwanted, a very large amount of files or different types of data to your network. If I say network, maybe to a computer server or to a computer system or your particular website of your organization. And once all the data are flooding into your system, obviously the particular device or particular hardware, it will be overloaded. It will be overloaded. Once it has been overloaded, the performance of the system will come down. And also the other users, the valid, legitimate mean the valid users, they may not get the access to the server or the system. This is a DOS, a type of cyber attacks. What is the goal of DOS attacker or a service? Is disrupt the services, not to steal the data. Next one is intrusion problem. This is what you have seen on a previous slide. Intrusion problem. The intrusion means any unauthorized access or activity inside the computer system or network. This is intrusion problem in the sense unauthorized access to your computer network or to your computer system. And it's a major network security threat or is a problem. And since attackers try to break into systems to steal data, disrupt the services and cause damage, and intrusion program or a problem is nothing but they will take unauthorized access to your system without your prior permission or without your knowledge. Once if they are getting into your system, so they are going to break your security system, so that they is going to damage your computer system in terms of hardware or software or computer memory, and they are going to steal the data. See, this is the intrusion problem, is a type of malware program. We move on to next definition, that is snooping. See, what is snooping? Snooping means unauthorized monitoring of private information as it travels over the network or stored on your devices. See, what is the snooping here? It means unauthorized monitoring of your private data, because all that is, suppose if any systems are in a network, so throughout the computer networks, different types of data of any organization or any private data will be moving across the network. So this snooping is nothing but unauthorized monitoring of the data which are on a network. So that is network, and the data which are stored on a computer devices or any other devices. That is the definition of snooping. And attackers eavesdrops on communication to steal the sensitive data like password, credit card numbers and other personal messages. This is nothing but the attackers means eavesdrops means they are looking into. So they will look into your personal data in the computer network or in data communications. That is eavesdrop. Next one is, what is eavesdropping now? Let's see the definition of this. Eavesdropping is the act of intercepting and listening to private communications without authorization, means without your permission. So the person or the one who will listen to your confirmation or who will be monitoring your private information. Eavesdropping is an act of intercepting and listening to private information. So it is a type of malware or a program where the users or where the person, he will take unauthorized access to your network and he will observe or monitor your communication and he will try to listen different types of your private data. Often the attackers monitors network traffic, phone calls, messages to gather sensitive information. So in the concept of eavesdropping, the person, they are going to monitor all these of your activities in the computer network to get your personal information or sensitive information. Dear students, so far we have discussed about what is a malware and different types of malware and how they are going to affect our computer system or how they are going to damage our computer system. Let us continue our discussion in my next session. Thank you very much.